time, money's going to get you into arguably a lot of places. But on this list of top 10 golf-related stuff, we're bringing you the top 10 golf courses, country clubs that you can't get into, that is elite and arguably the best in the world. So let's start off at number 10 on this list. And we'll be headed to Scotland on our number 10 on this list. Now, this was established, a club, in 1744. It was a private golf course and it hosts major championships like the Open Championship, the Amateur Senior Open, and many others. It stretches along 7,245 yards with a slope of 133 and a rating of 73. The par is 72. It's arguably one of the best golf courses in Scotland and one of the hardest golf courses to find yourself on. Now, if you played any of these golf courses or if there's better ones, let us know in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's move on to number 9. There's a lot of golf on this list. To another extremely exclusive golf club in Australia. There's 36 holes to choose from and it's hosted major championships like the Australian Open, the President's Cup, and a couple other. It's established in 1891 and you have the West Course and the East Course, with the West Course being built in 1926 and the East Course in 1931. Now, the West Course stretches 6,646 yards, while the East Course stretches 6,570 yards. A lot of history here, but even harder to get in and play. Although green fees are pretty reasonable, if you did get a chance to get in, a $10,000 membership fees and an annual fee of about $3,500 as it's listed. But you got a long list to try to get in. Well, we're now moving into number 8 on this top 10 list. It's important to note that we're going to be using your comments below to be making updates. So let's swing on in to number 8, where we're headed to the state of Pennsylvania. The club was founded in 1896, with the golf course being built in 1912 by Hugh Wilson. There's a lot to like at this exclusive golf club. Currently, there's 2 golf courses to choose from, the East and the West Course, and they both are pretty good, with amateur events, US Opens, and other major events being hosted here. It stretches the East Course at 6,946 yards with a slope of 151 and a rating of 75.1. This is the arguably the better course, and it hosted major championships here. In regards to membership fees online, it looks like it can go for about $70,000. Now, here's the thing. Just because it costs that much doesn't mean you'll get in. It's a fine list to try to even get onto to be considered at this golf club. 36 holes, hosted major events. Everyone's going to want to play there. It's one of those wow golf courses if you ever had a chance to play. Now, yearly fees go for about $6,000, which is pretty fair if you get yourself in the door at this major golf event. It's arguably a top 25 most exclusive golf club by major golf outlets consistently year in and year out. If you played this golf course, let us know down in the comment section. We are taking your comments and making updates to these videos. That's what's so important about this. And another thing is we are going to look at number 7 now on our list of top 10. This golf club is one of the oldest in the world and by far one of the most famous. That is St. Andrews. And it's well known. It's hosted some absolute major events. Most arguably, it's founded in 1756, and the course has a lot of history that a lot of people know about, and you could say that the rules of golf were built at this established golf club. Our membership here is by invitation only, and we can't even figure out how much it costs. When it gets to this point, it actually could get cheaper than some of these other golf clubs that you would think would push it over the list. So it's hard to say how much this would cost, but it's easy to say it's a course we're probably not going to be able to play anytime soon. And if you play this course, by golly, let us know down in the comment section. Now we're looking at the top 6 golf courses throughout the world. Let's zoom on in back to New York, where we're going to be bringing us to Southampton and 18 holes of clean and crisp golf. On Long Island is the National Golf Links of America, a private course that hosted the Walker Cup in 1912 and 2013. The course was built in 1911. It stretches 6,873 yards with a rating of 73.6 and a par of 72. It's a course a lot of people don't talk about because it really is exclusive. It's hard to get in here. Invitation only, in about $50K just to talk about it. Now we're looking at number 5 on this list. Let's swing on in to Chicago Golf Club for our number 5th golf club. The club was established in 1892, and it hosted major championships like the U.S. Open in 1897, 1900, and 1911, and the Walker Cup in 1828 and 2005. Course stretches 6,950 yards with the slope of 136 and a course rating of 73.8. About 150K just to get in the door here, but you got to be invited just like all these other golf courses. It's very hard and it's very elite. This is the best footage we could find. Now we're looking at number 4 on this list of top 10. We're getting to the nitty and gritty and the best in the world. Let's zoom on in to the East Coast, back to New York, where there's an interesting golf course that hosted the U.S. Open 5 times, the Walker Cup, U.S. Amateurs, and other major events. It's very well known. The course stretches 6,940 yards for a par 70. The course was built by golf architect Willie Davis in 1891 and had some major updates in 1930 by William Flynn. It's located on 260 acres within the Southampton, and it doesn't even feel like you're in it. It's considered one of the oldest incorporated golf clubs in the United States, being operated in 1891, and a ton of history with the golf course. And it just, it's a lot to like here at this championship course that hopefully we can get some footage of down the road. Now we're looking at the top 3 golf courses throughout the world. So let's zoom on in to Augusta, course. Established in 1933, this country club has a total of 27 holes. Their 18-hole championship golf course plus their 9-hole par 3 course that some people forget about. Now it hosts the major championships like the Masters every year since 1934 to present day. Also, the PGA Seniors Championship a few times in 1937 and 38. It has bentgrass greens and rye fairways. The course stretches along 7,510 yards. Par is a 72, and the unofficial slope of this golf course is 137 with a rating of 78.1. It was built and designed by Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts. The next golf course on this list is another arguable, strictly impossible golf course to get on. Now we're headed to California, where this course is located. It stretches only 6,541 yards with a slope of 124 and a rating of 71.1. It's very well known from video games and other things like that. It's got Bermuda grass fairways and was only built in 1984 by Tom Clark. It's open year-round if you get a chance to play this course, or if you know a member on this course. It's extremely hard to get on. If you're lucky to get offered to become a member at this course, get ready to pay $250,000 with annual fees of about $15,000 for those members. But again, with only 250 members to choose from, and it looks like that's the limit of them, this could be the hardest golf course to get on and play you better know one of those members, and there's been some history of those members selling some of those tee times, which is its story in its own. Now we're looking at the #1 country club in the world, and we're headed to New Jersey to Pine Valley Golf Club, where it's so elite we don't know about anything about this course in the Pinelands. Course doesn't host major events. It did host the Walker Cup and some other amateur events once a year. Now this course is located in Pine Valley, New Jersey, which is essentially its own government in its own. Now we're going to get into that a little bit in other stories, but we did get a chance to go out there and take a look at this golf club personally, and I could say without a doubt it's hidden, it's hard to find, but it's well worth to take a look and check out. It stretches along 7,181 yards for a par 70. The course is a slope of 76.6, and it's right next to some railroad tracks, and you would think that you wouldn't even see a golf course there, but hidden within those railroad tracks is an elite golf course here that I was lucky enough to see the entrance of, then alone playing. Now, if you played any of these golf courses, let us know in the comments section. A course like this is very hard to get onto, and in regards to initiation fees, well, let's just say a couple people I've talked to said that the fees would shock you if you did get a chance to be offered an opportunity for a membership there at Pine Valley. That's going to do it for our list of the top most exclusive golf clubs that you might want to be invited to.